Today, in Grand Blanc, Michigan, at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, multiple victims were shot, and the church was also set on fire. Police said the shooter is down and there is no active threat. Multiple people were shot Sunday morning at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The shooters reported just before 11 a.m. at the church on McCandless Road. Police are expected to provide an update between 12:45 p.m. and 1 p.m. Police sources say that 6 to 8 people were struck. The conditions are currently unknown. Videos from the scene showed smoke billowing as emergency vehicles lined the street. Sources said the suspected shooter may have started the church on fire. Grand Blanc confirmed that as of 11:35 a.m. The church was on fire and the people should avoid the area. Police said the shooter is down and there is no threat to the public at this time. The conditions of the victims are not known.
We are turning now to some more breaking news on this Sunday. Take a look at this. Live images that we are just getting into our newsroom. And I do want to apologize. The signal is a little spotty at this time. But again, this is live and happening now. So courtesy of our partners at Fox 2 in Detroit, they're reporting that multiple people were shot this morning at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a church there in Grand Blanc. That is according to police. And we're seeing here, of course, viewer discretion advised as always, but someone looks to be carried away from this church on a stretcher there. So we have photographers down there courtesy of our partners at Fox 2 in Detroit. They're trying to get all of this footage coming in here. And again, we apologize, but this is live. It's active. We're watching it here at the same time as all of you are at home. But you can see it's a very active police presence there. The scene with multiple law enforcement vehicles and also what seems to be a lot of smoke coming out in the distance. And we're seeing a lot of firefighting vehicles as well as other first responders there. So again, we're working to get some more information. This is breaking, it's developing, and it's preliminary at this time. But Fox 2 saying that the shooting was reported just before 11 in the morning today at the church that's on McCandless Road. Police sources said that 6 to 8 people were struck. Their conditions currently unknown. Video from the scene here showing smoke billowing as emergency vehicles line the streets, and sources saying the suspected shooter may have set the church on fire, Grand Blanc confirmed that as of 11:35 a.m. local time, the church was on fire. People should avoid the area. And as you can see, the flames still very active. A lot of smoke there in the air as firefighters are trying to get a handle on that entire situation. And then on the other side of that, we have first responders trying to get a handle on the fact that there was a shooting there with many people being struck at this time. Their conditions not known, but we're working to get some more of that information. Police did say, however, that the shooter is down. There is no current threat to the public at this time because of that shooter. Now, again, you are seeing on your screen that the church is set on fire. So we have emergency vehicles there trying to get a handle on this entire situation. The conditions of those victims are not known at this time, but these are the images that we're just getting into our newsroom right now, Eastern Standard Time, around 11:46 in the morning. And I do believe we're expecting a press conference of some sort at some point today. Not entirely sure on the exact timing of that, but investigators on the scene are going to be providing some more details on this very breaking and active situation happening over at Grand Blanc Township in Michigan. So I just want to rehash some more of the information that we have here as we continue to get it into our newsroom. And courtesy of Fox 2 in Detroit, those are our partners. They are saying that multiple people were shot Sunday morning, so this morning, at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc. That's according to police. Now, the shooting was reported just before 11 a.m. local time at the church that is located on McCandless Road. Police sources said that 6 to 8 people were struck. Their conditions are not currently known at this time. Now, video from the scene showing smoke billowing as emergency vehicles lining up the streets. Sources say the suspected shooter may have started the fire at that church. Grand Blanc confirmed that as of 11:35 a.m., the church was on fire and people should avoid the area. And police said the shooter is down and there is no threat to the public at this time. So we're seeing here a lot of people being escorted down there on the sidewalks. A couple of people, or at least one person for sure, we saw was loaded onto a stretcher, presumably being taken to an ambulance that's probably parked nearby there. Firefighters working to put out that fire at this time, and we are waiting for that updated press conference from investigators down there on the scene. Not too sure of the exact timing, but here on your screen you can also see that the photographer trying to work to stabilize that camera. We're going to give him a second to do that. Putting up here this post courtesy of the Associated Press, in which they say, breaking, multiple people have been shot at a Mormon church in Michigan, and the shooter is down. That is according to police. I want to head back out to some more of these images. It does seem that the photographer down there on the scene was able to focus that camera, trying to get it on the tripod there to get all of those images. But there's a lot of people out there in the distance, as you can see. So we're not entirely sure if all of those people that are standing around is because they were at that church when this entire incident occurred, or it's just neighbors that are coming outside just to see what's going on at this time. Police are asking everyone to avoid that area. So if you are not there, please don't go. This is a very active scene. It's a very active investigation. And we have multiple incidents happening here at this front. First of all, that shooting that happened at the church, and then also this fire that continues there in the area. You see a lot of that smoke there in the distance, a lot of black smoke, which typically indicates that it's a structure that is being burned. The Associated Press not providing too much more detail from what we already know, courtesy of Fox 2 in Detroit, but they just say this, that multiple people have been shot at a Mormon church in Michigan. The shooter is down. That's according to police down there on the scene. And the shooting occurring at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, about 50 miles north of Detroit. Local police said in a social media post. And the church is on fire at this time. Police, though, however, saying that there is no ongoing threat to the public. The shooter doesn't appear to be a threat at this time. And first responders are just trying to clear out that area. We can see them there kind of moving traffic along. All of those cars aren't even allowed to get on the road at the time. You can see them just driving up over the lawns there. But that smoke, it's a really large plume of smoke. So we haven't been able to get a good look at some of the flames on the actual structure. We haven't even been able to see the structure that's actually burning at this time, just that smoke. And all of that is being covered by those trees in the area.
Not that long ago, they had a shooting at the Catholic Church. And now we have this church. I think all churches either should let the congregation who have concealed carry permits carry in the churches, or hire security for outside during services to keep the churches safe from these evil people who want to kill Christians.
Make sure that everybody's ready. So, everybody ready? Okay. Hi, I'm Grand Blanc Township Police Chief William Rennie. That's R-E-N-Y-E. Here to give you some preliminary details on an incident that happened earlier today at 10:25 a.m. within Grand Blanc Township. First off, I'd like to say our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident, which is completely unnecessary and avoidable. The incident that we're going to talk about here today, as I said, was happened at 10:25 a.m. at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is located at 4285 McCandless Road. During this incident, what we know right now is that a 40-year-old suspect from Burton, he's a male, he drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Grand Blanc Township officer, where they met the suspect and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual. neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton. During all this incident as well, there was a fire that occurred, and we believe that was deliberately set by the suspect. We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure. That fire was just extinguished by the Grand Blanc Township Fire Department within the past hour. So where we go from here is we have investigators. We're going to do search warrants on the suspect's residence. We're going to find out if there was a motive. We're going to go through cell phone records, things like that. We have the FBI, they're devoting 100 agents to this area because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information, statements that we have to obtain. So I'd like to thank all the agencies who responded, the City of Grand Blanc, Genesee County, Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Flint Township Police Department, the DNR, the State Police, and the ATF. I will provide additional information for you at 5 p.m., but I am willing to take any questions that you have that I could possibly answer right now.
Chief, can you talk about the kind of the progress of events? Did the suspect set the fire, then get back inside of his vehicle and then ran the front door, or did it all happen at the same time?
So from what I understand, and again, this is just a preliminary investigation right now, from what I have been briefed on, is that he rammed the vehicle through the front door, exited, then started firing shots. We are still trying to determine exactly when and where that fire ended up coming from and how it got started. So we believe it was deliberately set, though, by the suspect.
Were they in an active service when this happened?
Yes, the service was active. There was hundreds of people within the church.
Are you sure it's only one suspect at this point, or is it possible other people helped setting the fire, what have you?
Yes, it is one suspect that we know of at this point. We do not believe that there's a threat to the public. We believe that we have the guy who did this. Sir.
Could you comment at all on the severity of the injuries at this time?
We have a couple in critical condition. Like I said, one is deceased. The rest of them are in stable condition.
So a couple, meaning three or two, I'm sorry?
One deceased. The suspect is deceased as well. And then multiple victims are in critical condition. We do believe that we will find some additional victims once we find the area where the fire was.
Any word on the weapon yet?
An assault rifle.
So, as far as ammunition, did he have a lot of ammunition?
That I don't know of yet, and I could get you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Bill.
Hey.
Was the suspect known to authorities, and did he have any connection to anyone who was in that church?
Right now, we don't have any of that information, but I'm confident that our investigators, along with the FBI, we're going to end up uncovering all that information and provide that at a later time for you.
Chief, to clarify, you said there may be additional victims like inside the church? Or?
Yes, where the fire was. So, and the reason why we can't confirm that just yet is because it was a large fire, and we do believe that there was people up there that were near that fire and they were unable to get out of the church. So we do believe that we will find additional victims once we're able to search that, once there's no signs of a fire reigniting.
So do you believe then that the victims that are still there, they succumbed to fire injuries or gunshots, or you're not sure yet?
That I'm not sure, but I could provide all that information hopefully at 5 p.m.
The shots were fired.
Shots were fired, yes.
And he had no idea how many, though, at this point?
No idea how many at this time. Yeah.
Can you describe the church? Is there like a worship area and then like a gathering space or something like that? I mean,
That I have not been in, so I can't tell you the layout.
Chief, can you kind of describe the process of how things change for tactical response when there's an active fire? Every training I've seen, it's always been a building that has not been on fire. So how do you then deal with an active shooter when you have that situation happening as well?
Well, we are here at Grand Blanc Township, and there's a lot of agencies within the state of Michigan. We are specifically trained to go right to the threat in an active shooter situation. And I'm proud of my guys and the DNR who responded to this scene, who immediately took that suspect out, so there was no additional victims. So it was a great job by our staff. Okay.
So I understand it was a law enforcement officer that neutralized the suspect?
Yes, there was 2 law enforcement officers involved. I will be back here at 5 p.m. to give you additional information and hopefully answer some of the questions that you guys went over here today. So, okay. Supervisor Bennett.
I could just go sit in here. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Well, Scott Bennett, Grand Blanc Township Supervisor. Scott, S-C-O-T-T, Bennett, B-E-N-N-E-T-T. First, let me say we are heartbroken. This kind of violence doesn't happen in our community, and we are heartbroken that it came to Grand Blanc Township. And we're going to do everything we can to support the families, the victims, and our community getting through this situation. And it's something that no community ever wants to have. And we're going to do our best to do everything we can. We appreciate the outpouring of support from our elected leaders from both national and state in offering their assistance, and we probably will take them up on their offers. So we appreciate that very much, and we appreciate the community reaching out to us also. So the details are yet to come, as Chief Rennie has said, and we'll wait for a little bit later today when we have the rest of the situation assessed. But it may take a little while to do that. But thank you for all the support, and I'm sure that the families and the victims are going to need that. It's a tragedy that nobody wants to encounter. Thank you.
Chief, before you step out, can you go over the process for family members, where you want them to go, who they should call to get more information and reunification?
Yeah, so those family members, they are in a secure area right now. They have been taken over to Trillium, so that's where the FBI will interview them and then release them from there. So
I mean, in terms of anybody who might be at home who was not there, who wants to check in to see if their loved one is okay, is there a number or a place that you want them to go?
yes, you could call the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, 810-424-2611. Thank you.